Hi, I'm David,
I'm Paul.
and we're the two of the co-creators of Power Squared, and we're here to talk about Power Squared and also talk about the MCU, and we're going to bring in a guest when we get to that. So far this week, I guess we're getting ready for the May 4th signing, and we do have a new banner that I guess theoretically we could have had behind us, but we actually have a video out on the YouTube channel.
You can watch here.
That's right. Yeah. And but we show the banner, and it's also up on our website under Peak of the Week. For those of you that have subscribed to the newsletter, you'll know where to find that. And it's just out there on the website anyway. And if you want to subscribe to the newsletter, you can do that on the website. We hope you do. So what's going on this week? We've had Trevor did 4 pages.
Yeah.
He's basically now caught up with our colorist, Nina. And it's really not unusual for there, and as we've discussed many times, it's not unusual for there not to be new pages every week, because it's really eight a month, and they've been pretty good about coming up with those.
Yeah.
So it's really not anything unusual for there to be a kind of a gap. So are we ready now to talk about the MCU?
I believe so.
This is Trevor, who is the other co-creator and letterer of Power Squared, and we're sort of we had started talking about the MCU is coming up on Endgame, which is you would think would be the end of Phase 3, but no, it's not. But for most people, it is kind of the at least symbolic end of Phase 3.
And it's concluding this sort of epic space opera that was started with Infinity War.
Right. And so it gave us sort of, well, what do we think are the best films of the MCU? And because that would be really hard to do, 21 films?
Yeah.
We decided to break it up into phases. So we start with Phase 1, and what are the films of Phase 1?
Okay, so Phase 1, we have Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, The First Avenger, and The Avengers.
Okay.
As our movies.
And so what do we think are the best of that phase? Well, Iron Man.
Yes.
Iron Man, Avengers, and Captain America.
Right. So, and we like those 3. Why? Because they're kind of fresh and new. I mean, the Iron Man was like, wow, they really can't, we hadn't really seen a really good superhero movie since, Spider-Man 2.
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2.
Yes. The Incredible Spider-Man, but
amazing,
but the Incredible Hulk, Amazing Spider-Man. Sorry. But not since Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. So it was really cool to see them actually make one work.
Yeah. And, Iron Man, Captain America, and the Avengers have all stood the test of time, which is a good measure of quality.
Right.
With Iron Man, it was it felt fresh at the time. Some elements from it have been abused in later Marvel movies, the protagonist having the same abilities as the hero, or
right. No, and also with at least Iron Man and Captain America, there wasn't. They seem to stand alone pretty well.
Yeah.
And with the Avengers movie, then you sort of got the idea that they're trying to, make it sort of a bigger epic saga, whatever, out of it than just these standalones.
Yeah. Right. Yes. And nothing like the Avengers came out at the time.
Right.
So that was exciting as well. And that turned out to be a good movie anyway.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of, it makes me think about when Star Wars started coming out, and then suddenly it's a trilogy, and then there's 9 films, and then, now, but the Avengers was 21 films. It's an incredible amount of work, to to be the audience of.
Yeah.
So what are the films we didn't like in phase 1?
Well, from phase 1, we thought Iron Man 2 was like okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the ones we didn't like from it were Thor and Incredible Hulk.
Right. And I think Thor is really good as an Avenger.
Yeah.
And we'll get to it. Ragnarok was really good, but the first couple of Thors were kind of like, okay. Right.
Yeah. Yes.
And the Incredible Hulk. Better than Hulk.
Yes. Way better than Ang Lee's Hulk.
Apparently, you can watch The Incredible Hulk as a sequel to Hulk if you really wanted to.
I guess theoretically you could. Because they do they sort of show him at the end of Hulk. He's in helping people in the jungle as a doctor, and then in Incredible Hulk, doesn't he kind of work in a factory or something? That's a little different. I mean, they don't really continue the helping medicate the needy so much. But you could ask what happened. Maybe something happened in the meantime.
Yeah.
It's a better film, but then it's not even Mark Ruffalo. It's somebody else.
Edward Norton.
Yeah. So even the Hulk that we all know and love is not the one in the Incredible Hulk. That's the first time they really just totally changed. Well, they have since changed actors playing characters, but that was like a major, one of the main Avengers being switched out.
Yeah,
which I think was an improvement. But
yes.
Okay, so anything else in phase 1 we need to talk about?
Just wanted to mention with Thor, Asgard was kind of sterile looking.
Yeah,
like too pristine. It didn't look lived in.
No.
It did later. Like we'll get to Ragnarok. Looked a lot more lived in.
Yeah. We got pretty beat the hell out of Ragnarok too.
But I think that's kind of it for phase 1.
Okay.
Phase 2, the movies in it were Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and the original Ant-Man.
Yeah, which is again taking what you think is the dramatic conclusion and tacking another movie on at the end.
Yeah,
which is what they're kind of doing in phase 3. So, what are the films we liked?
Okay, the ones we liked were Guardians of the Galaxy and Winter Soldier.
Right.
Probably the only good ones in that phase.
Yeah.
Phase 2 is just kind of a letdown in comparison to the first phase, and then it was generally like Marvel didn't know what they were doing exactly.
Right.
Kind of struggling creatively.
Killing time at $1 billion a box office. Guardians of the Galaxy was sort of, I guess at the time when they were starting to make these movies, like Iron Man was not considered a major, like Spider-Man was the big character.
Yeah.
And they made Iron Man into he was, I guess, kind of, I'm not an aficionado on Marvel, but he was a little bit of a secondary character in their big universe, and the Guardians of the Galaxy were sort of like, who's heard of them?
Yeah, even like hardcore Marvel fans didn't remember.
Right, and so now they really took something that you might think of as obscure and really made something really, really great out of it. And it's a good cast and good ensemble, as they say. And
James Gunn was a good director.
Right. Yes.
Managed to figure out how to effectively introduce an entire team in one movie.
Right. Yeah. Give all their origin stories kind of.
Yeah.
You find out kind of who they are and why and all that.
Yeah. They give you just enough information.
Right. So, yeah, it was very successful. And what was the other one we liked?
Winter Soldier. It reintroduced Bucky.
Yeah.
Because he supposedly died in First Avenger.
Right.
But then he came back as the Winter Soldier.
Right. And like Captain America, didn't seem to age.
Because he was in ice.
Yeah, I got that. But Winter Soldier didn't seem like he aged either.
Yeah, I don't know.
He would be in like his 70s or 80s or something.
Yeah.
So but he seemed like he was in pretty good shape. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Winter Soldier was like a very memorable character.
yeah, I remember it from from one of the versions of the comic book, Captain America, they had the Winter Soldier in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good. I was looking forward. In the comic book, they had a thing where they had Soviets had trained, was it gorillas with machine guns or something? I was looking forward to that, but that wasn't in the movie.
Then with Winter Soldier, when I saw it in the theater, I kept thinking of Metal Gear.
Okay.
And apparently, I guess I wasn't the only one to think of Metal Gear. So it's also a good Metal Gear movie.
All right. So what else is in 2 that we?
Well, in Phase 2, we kind of thought Ant-Man was good.
Yeah.
But
It's not like one of the best movies in that phase, but it's like okay.
it was
Right.
good.
It's not one of the top 2, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah. It was really clever.
And again, it's hard to hype Paul Rudd.
Yeah. It's clever. It's funny.
Yeah.
The fights were creative.
I like the little tank at the end of the keychain. That was funny stuff.
And there was that Thomas the Tank Engine.
Sure, that was funny.
Okay, so then we didn't like Iron Man 3, Thor 2, and Ultron.
Yeah,
Those are all just forgettable.
yeah. Iron Man 3 was it was trying too hard, I thought,
Yeah,
and Thor was still Thor.
except worse.
Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah.
The only thing really relevant from Dark World that I could think of is it introduced an Infinity Stone or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like the Reality Stone.
Whatever the red one is. Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out. Didn't that come out about the same time one of the Star Trek movies had like red liquid was really important?
Yeah.
Red stone.
Yeah.
All the universes are coming together.
I'm sure that was a coincidence.
I'm sure it was, but just
Very interesting coincidence.
I was gonna say it's an interesting coincidence.
And then Ultron was like too bloated,
yeah.
both in writing and special effects.
Again, like Iron Man 3 trying a little too hard, I think. I mean, because Avengers was really good, and they were trying to replicate that, and you got to make it bigger.
Yeah.
That always doesn't work.
Yeah, bigger wasn't better with that
Right.
one. And they like drop a city or a country or something.
Drop the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't remember.
Senseless.
Well, I don't remember anything about the movie. So,
Yeah.
so does that kind of cover Phase 2? Do we think?
I think
I
so.
think so, yeah.
Okay, then Phase 3 is the biggest of them all. So the long list is we got Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Captain Marvel so far.
Right.
It will be capped off with Endgame and then Spider-Man Far From Home.
Which seems, that just seems like that's overkill.
Yeah,
Should
you
end
don't
with-
need to pull an Ant-Man again.
Yeah, that's
It feels like it should end with Endgame.
yeah.
It's in the title. Endgame.
Yeah. But I think what they want to do is keep you watching.
Yeah.
So it's not over yet.
Yeah, I'm sure Far From Home will basically be transitioning you into Phase 4.
Trying to, and we're guessing it'll be some new actors playing some of the characters.
Yeah.
If they're even in, I don't even know what's in Phase 4.
Yeah.
So let's go back
But
to
anyway.
Phase 3. So
Phase 3. Stay relevant. The ones that we really liked were Infinity War and Thor Ragnarok.
yeah, finally a good Thor movie. And I think what helped it was that he was kind of mashed up with the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of, it just he works better with somebody else, I think.
Yeah. It was Thor isn't typically a comedic character, but it worked.
Yeah, it was really funny. We had some funny bits. He said some funny lines back and forth, but that was just really well done in this movie.
Yeah.
And the immigrant song, they used that really well.
Yeah. It was like a masterful use of it.
It was like it was written for that movie, but it wasn't.
And then
So-
Asgard was used better because there was less of it.
Right. Yeah.
But there was still a threat with Thor's sister.
Right.
I forget her name right now.
Hella.
Hela, yes.
Hello, this is
Yeah, Hela was a good threat.
And then so Ragnarok was good,
And
and
Infinity War.
yeah, which sets up Endgame. But that was Thanos was really, I liked him as a character.
Yeah.
He was evil, but he just his evilness was in the right place, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
So his motivation is like very heavily expanded from in the comics.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was that was good, and that so that was good. I like that movie.
It made the MCU feel worth it.
Right.
That's a big investment.
Right.
Like 10 years.
Yes. It's a long time. A lot of movies. And so those are the top two, and then the second level would be Captain Marvel.
Yeah, okay. So we put do we just one at a time?
Sure. Captain Marvel. I liked Captain Marvel a lot. I thought Brie Larson was good. There had some issues here and there, but I thought it was I'd read some of the comic books before, and you guys had too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I liked it, and I know that I like it more than anybody else, but I did like it. So and it made me look forward to Endgame coming up.
It's not that we didn't like Captain Marvel, just you liked it more.
yeah. I guess that's
I will say I did feel a lot like a Phase 1 movie.
Well, which is kind of good in a way.
Yeah, like for better or worse.
Yeah, we have to keep it. That kind of introduced another a big character, and again trying to make it all meld together. But I thought I don't know, I liked it.
Yeah, it did kind of have an awkward placement because it's sandwiched between like Infinity War and Endgame story wise.
Right. You would think you would not do that, but but Marvel's done that a lot. So if they sandwich something,
gotta have those 3 movies a year.
but also she's I think it'd be playing I'm guessing a pivotal part in Endgame.
Yeah, they're setting that up.
Yeah. I like the little after credit thing, so hopefully you stayed after the credit. Which when we saw it, people got up and left. Haven't you seen these movies before?
Right.
But I thought that it sort of made me kind of excited about the way. I don't know. I thought it was really well done.
Same thing kind of happened with Black Panther and people left before the credits.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the next one was Black Panther.
Right. Which is a good Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And I guess we just thought it was a good Marvel movie, not it was up for Best Picture and a lot of which I think is left over from the most popular they were trying to do.
They basically tried to introduce most popular because gotta give the MCU something.
Well, it's also because Disney owns ABC, and ABC was showing the Academy Awards, and ABC wanted that movie to win something. Yeah. So they're trying to come up with most popular, which is the wrong thing for the Academy Awards to have.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie, and it had a huge, it as big as all these movies have been, that was just huge.
Yeah. Had its own phenomenon.
Right. But I think it was good. I don't think it was even the best Marvel movie that year.
Yeah.
That would be
Infinity War.
But it was good, and I'm glad they'd already introduced the character in Civil War, but at least they kind of they gave you some more background on him, and obviously ignited a lot of fans that probably wouldn't have necessarily watched the Marvel universe.
Yeah. So that's the next one.
I think the next one is sorry. I'll just say one. Okay, Civil War.
Okay, Civil War. Which
it's a stealth Avengers movie.
Right.
It was basically Avengers 3.
Yeah, kind of fighting each other, and
Basically an Avengers movie from Captain America's perspective.
maybe, yeah. And I guess I assume they're trying to get back to that Avenger level, and they just didn't do that.
Yeah.
I guess we got introduced to Black Panther and to
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or this version of Spider-Man.
Yes. the boy wonder, so to speak. Yeah, but it was good. It just wasn't. It didn't rise to the same level as the Avengers.
Yeah.
We expect more. What else we got?
Okay, so in this category, we also had, or this part, we also had Ant-Man
Right.
2.
Right, that was good.
Yeah. Could have been better, but it was still funny and clever.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a good. His friend, whose name we haven't looked up, we talked about it. He was really funny. I do good. That's really funny. Again, it's Paul Rudd, and it's really hard to hate Paul Rudd. Michael Douglas, it's hard to.
Yeah. And then like Captain Marvel, it also came out that one came out right after Infinity War,
Right.
Yeah, it did.
but tied into it pretty well.
Right.
Also,
Yeah.
actually,
That post-credit scene.
Yeah. That was.
which you should watch.
Yes. Always stay. And I'm sure there's going to be something at the end of this movie too.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Again, my description is that was like school. It was a required course I had to take. Not that I was,
More like an obligation.
well, but you have to take, speech
Yeah.
in college, and nobody's like really, some people probably really do enjoy it, but most people are like, oh, I gotta take speech. So to me, it was like, I gotta watch Doctor Strange.
It wasn't a bad movie though.
No, it just
It was well acted, and the special effects were done really well, considering it's introducing magic, mysticism
right.
to the MCU. Then there was that fight with Dormammu.
Yeah.
Right.
Dormammu wasn't how I expected,
Right.
because I first saw Dormammu in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so I was used to that appearance for Dormammu. Where he's like a body with a flaming head.
Right.
But the way they did everything here worked really well anyway.
Okay.
It was just, we felt like we had to watch it.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
That was the main thing with that one.
What else?
Okay, so then the ones we didn't like from this phase were Guardians 2 and Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah. Guardians 2 was just kind of disappointing to me. They kind of were again, it seems like they're trying too hard to create that magic.
Yeah. Lightning in a bottle.
Right. And it just seemed a little, okay, yeah, you can't do it. So, it just didn't quite work for me.
Yeah. It had some interesting ideas.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
like
hard.
of who Star-Lord's dad is.
And it's hard to hate Kurt Russell, really. But it just didn't quite work as well as I would hoped.
Yeah.
I mean, he seemed like a good choice for it.
Yeah.
Because what was he in high school? High school where they were training superheroes.
Oh, in Sky High?
Sky High. Yeah, he was in that. He seemed like he comes off as he could play that kind of character.
Yeah.
It just just didn't quite.
It didn't land as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
Which the biggest complaint I have is that I thought Spider-Man got his powers from a bite of a
radioactive spider.
Right, not from a suit, which is kind of what he has now. He has sort of an Iron Man Jr. suit.
I think for this version of Spider-Man, he still had some of the powers, but they kind of went back to mechanical web shooter instead of the organic web shooter that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man had.
Tobey Maguire's my Spider-Man. So, he's probably Spider Dad now, but
Homecoming isn't. It's definitely not the Sam Raimi trilogy, or at least not the first two.
Michael Keaton is really the best thing in that.
Yeah, Michael Keaton is really good.
Okay, so anything else?
Not really, unless we wanted to rag on any of the movies.
Well, we have done a write-up of this on Trophy Unlocked.
Yes.
And you wrote it up.
Yes.
And it's out there now if anybody wants to read it. What's it called?
ranking the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far.
Right. And so that's up and available. Anything else you want to say, Trevor? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I just want to cut you off.
We didn't talk about Iron Man 2 that much.
Oh, okay. What do you want to say something more about Iron Man 2?
I don't know. It's just I think when we were talking about Phase 1, we kind of glossed over it.
Oh.
Okay, well, with Iron Man 2, in that case, there isn't much to say about Iron Man 2.
Yeah,
Whiplash.
oh yeah, the whole Monte Carlo race. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
There were some cool things like the suitcase that turns into Iron Man suit.
It was getting very gadgety at that point.
Yeah, and I guess it kind of ignored Tony Stark's character development a little.
Yeah. So
Like he really changed as a person in the original Iron Man. That's part of what made Iron Man really good.
Right.
He goes from like this guy who doesn't care about the weapons manufacturing to like he wants to get rid of the weapons.
Right. He wants to be a hero.
Yeah.
And then he kind of goes. Then he kind of go back to being I drink a lot and don't care. But he has Pepper Potts right at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This.
But and then the. Was it Whiplash's dad had helped Stark's dad, but not gotten the credit or something. And so instead of suing him in court for copyright infringement or he goes after him with this,
Yeah. Energy whips.
Right. Kind of goes a little, Anyway, so as I say, don't take the law into your own hands. Take them to court. Anyway, so okay. Anything else you want to bring up?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I guess this would be the end then.
Yeah. If you liked this video, hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more like this. We'll be talking about Endgame after we watch it.
Yes, or next week.
Yes. So then hit the notification bell if you want to see it exactly when they go up.
Right.
And then also sharing and commenting help channels grow in general.
Right. So we do appreciate you watching, and we will see you next week.
I'm Paul.
I'm David.
I'm Trevor.
This has been A Week in Power Squared.